in this episode?
We can if you'd like. I like Mr. Beast.
I think we've.
I think Mr. Beast wore out his welcome.
No.
Well, he was talking about his like rise to YouTube fame. He's like, for 3 years, I had 100 subscribers.
My cousin told me today that there's a show on Hulu inspired by him.
What's your cousin's name?
Brandon.
What show?
It's called Beast on Hulu.
Oh,
it's,
really?
It's like inspired by him. It's not like, I don't think it's his exact name, but it's about like this guy who comes home to start working the like fast food thing that his family runs. And...
The Bear.
Oh, the Bear, not the Beast. Sorry, but it's
Yeah.
inspired by Mr. Beast.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So apparently,
Interesting.
so.
It's got the guy that played the lead.
In Shameless.
Shameless.
Yeah, that was why
Kid.
my cousin said he liked it.
Which character? I watched
Lip.
Shame.
Mhm.
Oh, I love Shameless up to the point where the kid, her little adopted son, got into the cocaine, and then it just started.
I
Getting
watched
so...
it for the first 2.5 seasons, and then I realized that every single character on the show is a scumbag.
piece of shit. Yeah.
Piece of shit, and I'm like,
That's what it
watching
was supposed
yeah.
to be.
Yeah, but
That's why it's on like show. It was like Showtime or whatever.
yeah, but after a while, I'm like, I can't watch. I can't
All
watch.
shitty.
Yeah.
My favorite episode is when they start trying to take the word retard back. They're like, retard, metard, we are retard. They're like trying to take it back, like in Clerks 2 there.
Oh boy, I love that take back. Before we get too far, I just want to put out there for anybody who's listening and wanted to like try to refer to other people, and they're like, oh, I don't listen on this platform or that. As of this past week, we are everywhere. We're on Apple, we're on Amazon, we're on a bunch of things I've never heard of.
I looked at the list. I was like,
Yeah.
what is
Yeah, exactly.
Streaker?
Don't if you say Spreaker, that's where we started.
Spreaker.
That's the one we started on.
Yeah, that's the one. I've never heard of that.
It's owned by iHeartRadio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you got no excuse not to be listening to us
Yeah,
if you're not
listen.
already watching us on YouTube.
Listen, you jerk offs.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't be sitting watching videos while you're driving, you want to listen to his jaw, you can listen anywhere.
Plus,
So.
the video is such a good.
Well,
Visual.
Plus, we're deep in the game now, gents.
this
We're
is
like fucking rolling.
this is episode 20 for the podcast.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, so on YouTube, I think we've got 16 videos.
Really?
Or no, 14, because we started on our 6th, so if we're at 20. I'm not a math major, but...
So maybe that'll be the
Yeah.
name for today, the 20th
14,
anniversary.
14, 20, something. There's
1420 Blazing?
numbers. Ryan, what have you been up to?
Mm.
Doing anything exciting?
Nah, nothing really happened.
I think the title for the last episode kind of tells everybody what was happening.
So we had the baby.
Woo! Congrats!
Thank you.
It
Everything
popped
went-
out like alien?
Yeah.
Oh my
it was
God.
kind of more
The-
ripped out.
The little mouth inside the big mouth?
Yeah. Like when I was watching the C-section, I just kept thinking, like...
Oh my god, how was that? Was it scary?
I'll tell you, I just kept thinking, you know what, Mortal Kombat?
Uh-huh.
When Scorpion's like, get over here! I just kept wanting to go, get over here! So, we went in on Monday morning,
Mhm.
and it was all very, to doctors,
Run the mill.
yeah, but so like, to a woman and a partner who's giving birth, it's the biggest moment of their life. It probably will be the biggest moment ever.
Absolutely, yeah.
So they have a lot of angst, a lot of,
Yeah, but the doctors are like, oh, hey, it's another thing. I
Yeah.
forgot my coffee.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's
It's
scrub-
you got a
it's scrubs.
hangnail, yeah. So it's just all very clinical, and
Mhm.
so they wheel her and they get her ready. They do a spinal block.
Yeah.
So basically, she's a paraplegic for 4 hours. Couldn't feel anything, which is good, from her like breast down. And so they're like, okay, we're coming in. So I literally sit down on the. She's splayed out like.
Yeah, and you sit down like this. They give you a little stool like that big, right?
Yeah.
They're like,
How
here,
bad
buddy.
did you squeeze your hand?
No,
Well, she's in the Christ pose
Oh my god.
with her arms semi-locked. I mean, they're tied, but it's loose. You can
Yeah.
give a little movement
but it's basically so she doesn't reach down there and smack somebody.
or something,
Yeah.
I guess. And they're like, okay, you sit down. Then literally 3 minutes later, like, oh, the baby's here. I'm like, what? How? So there's a big. I call it the Great Wall. So I looked over the wall and to see the baby. The gore-covered baby.
The Lion King style?
Yeah. It's like, hasta la way, give me right? So I look over the wall and I see just viscera and just.
I forgot to tell you about that. I fucked up. I'm
It was
sorry.
it was implied.
we have a
No, but I told him don't do this, you know,
Yeah.
be ready for this. I forgot to tell him about that.
I was kind of running through your checklist on the way. I was like, okay, you know, just keep saying, you know, comforting words and blah blah blah. So I look over and I kind of got, you know, when you see like, you just get stuck on something and people are
Whoa.
talking, it's just like, and I was just like,
Yeah, tunnel vision.
yeah, and like you can sit down. It's like, sit down. I'm like, yeah. And
You're just like, that's some interesting viscera.
I don't know. I'm a big pussy when it comes to all that. I mean, you know.
You didn't pass out or nothing.
I didn't.
Yeah, good job.
I was
bro.
close. Remind me to tell you about my first diaper experience too, because that was a pure shit show, literally. So they raised the baby. I'm like, oh, because Hope was kind of bummed out because she wanted to give natural birth.
Yeah.
But since the baby was breech, she couldn't, right? So she was like, I want to hold my baby right after I give birth. I've been carrying it for 9 months. I was like, I totally get that.
Yeah.
So
But they handed it to you.
well, they clean the baby up. They do an APGAR test, basically.
Yeah.
It's see how your limbs are moving,
Uh-huh.
how your response to sound is,
Yeah.
your color.
Eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she got like, the highest you can get is 10. So they do it at like 30 seconds and 2 minutes. She got a 7 and a 9. So perfect.
Good.
So she's like, you want to hold the baby, Dad? I was like,
Let
no,
Mom
my
know.
wife wants to hold it. And I look over and Hope's just vomiting into this bag because she's on so much stuff.
Yeah, they got her jacked up.
Yeah, and I was like, she's like, okay, what? And I was like, I'll hold the baby for a little
Oh.
bit. And just seeing this thing that you produced with your,
And then there's some little weird thing that happens instantaneously, right? Like that you can't explain to somebody.
what do you describe it as though?
Nothing. I can't.
It's a combination of terror, like extreme love, doubt.
Yeah, it's like everything.
It's like going number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys, I
definitely not.
I have trouble describing this, but when I have like big momentous occasions in my life, like my marriage,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm somebody else watching myself. Like I'm not fully in the
Out of
moment.
body.
Do you ever
Yeah.
get like that
Yeah,
with
yeah.
big moments?
I know
Were
what
you
you're
in my
saying.
body when we were doing the wedding thing?
Maybe.
Wow. Don't tell Hope.
It won't be the first or the last.
Woo!
So I was kind of like, I felt like I was just a bystander watching. I just felt very,
Remove.
it's just all that build up
Surreal.
to, bam, it's here.
Yep.
Rest of your lifetime, bud. You're like,
Yep.
fuck. It's like just.
Yep.
So yeah.
And you know, we all do know for sure now, though, right? You're not a 40-year-old virgin.
Hey, I can prove it. And then I was like, I was hoping that, like, so the baby kind of has Hope's eyes. Maybe she has my lips. I was like, God, I hope
Too
she
soon
gets
to
your
tell.
hair. Because I don't want the baby to be fucking bald, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we brought her home. We got home Wednesday. So we got in Monday, left Wednesday around lunchtime.
How's the hospital food?
Dude, first of all, the hospital is a fucking, it's literally like a Cambodian
Rome?
torture. First of all, fuck Rome.
I tried to tell you. There's a reason why people skip it coming from other destinations.
I wish you didn't tell me that, Nab, because the whole time I was there, I was just thinking that. Because every time I watched an ambulance come in, I was like, are you fucking dumb? You should be keeping going, you know? But I was... So they have a low-rated hospital, but an incredibly high-rated birthing.
Yeah, you said that.
Like, they're going to put in, like, a $400 million NICU in that Rome.
Really?
Yeah.
What about in the new hospital?
I don't know.
Mm.
Have you been by that building, by the way? It's like
I was
actually a
yesterday.
building now.
Yeah, I was there yesterday.
Have you seen it now?
Yeah, I
you
drive
go-
by it.
yeah,
Yeah,
every
I
day.
drive by
I was
every day.
making like Unabomber planes. I mean, no, I wasn't.
Yes. No, I was joking about that. So
I was driving to go see a movie.
So you get the baby fed, and then the fucking women, the nurses come in. Hey, we want to do this. We want to do that. I was like, can you just fucking,
Away.
you
Yeah.
know, because you're trying to get a routine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're just trying to do their job.
They're
and-
they're at their work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if somebody
Yeah.
was in my work, I was like, hey, I know how to do this. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You follow my rule.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we get home, and the last little bit about the baby, we get home, and I have when I clean up my dog, like if my dog ever has an accident inside, I'll puke on top of that, and then I'll like piss my pants, and while I'm cleaning that, I'll shit. Like I'm horrible with that.
Ugh.
So the first, babies have that blowout, and it's like black viscous tar.
Ugh.
Like it's literally you have to take a spatula and scrape it off. It's like that.
Yeah, so you don't get like a rash.
Yeah, because women, I didn't know this, but before they get their milk, they have this stuff called colostrum.
Yeah, colostrum. Yeah.
It's like a super high
It's
nutrient based.
protein.
Yeah, it's like Soylent.
Yeah.
You know.
God, I hope not.
So I opened. I was like, I'm gonna
It's
do.
like super juice.
Yeah, I'm gonna change this thing. I'm gonna leave all this horse shit behind. So I open up the thing. I look at it, and I feel it. I was like, I'm fighting it, and then I go, "Whoa!" And then I run to the bathroom and I just start projectile vomiting, like a fucking howitzer, all over the towels in the bathroom. And I was just sitting in a fetal position in the bathroom, like.
And then you remember your baby sitting there with a half open diaper.
Yeah. It's like, this can't be my life. But the secret is I get up when I'm dead tired. Like Hope's like, the baby cries, so I get up so she can, and I just run. So I'm like half asleep and I just do it like robotics.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Good.
so having a baby is fucking crazy. Not what I thought it was going to be.
So today's what? Today's day 5, right?
Today's day 5.
Wow.
It gets worse, and then it gets better, and then it gets worse again, and so on and so forth for the rest. How about this? Forever.
What gets
movie?
Wayne's World.
Nope.
Forever.
Ever.
It's not Wayne's World.
Nope.
Do you know?
Sandlot.
Oh
I've
fuck
only seen that
you.
once.
Killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, exactly.
Now see that I can get behind. Scrubs.
What?
Isn't one of the
Say
doctors named Smalls?
I'll say what you just said again,
What?
so I can fucking
Yeah,
rape you.
yeah. You got a pencil there? Stab
Yeah.
him in the
You want to
neck.
get stabbed?
Scrubs.
Sam.
No, Sandlot. Smalls.
He's
is
an
the character.
L7. Weenie. You not a Sandlot guy? So we named, just for the nerds out there to know that my nerd street cred is on and poppin'. The baby's name is Alora, aka after Alora Dannon from the movie Willow. That's nerd
You
street
said,
cred.
you said you were gonna do it, and you did it.
You
We
did
did
it.
We had a couple names. We went full on, fully geek.
Alora Marie Geary or Mary?
Mary,
Mary
yeah,
Geary.
after my grandmother. Yeah,
Alora Mary Geary.
it's like alliteration.
Almost.
Kind of. Something.
It sounds like something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So crazy, good, awesome, scary.
Crazy Rich
Yeah.
Asians, right?
Yeah.
So you don't watch it. What did you think at the end of Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
I thought the last 2 episodes.
Got there?
Because there's been a big internet horseshit.
Well, yeah.
hubbub.
So
The hubbub.
the hubbub,
What's
but
the
I
hubbub?
think that for me,
Redemption.
the last 2 episodes saved that little series.
Can you tell me what kind of time, where we are in the timeline?
10 years after,
The first 3?
yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, Obi-Wan had taken the kids and
Okay.
separated them, and he's living on Tatooine with watching over Luke, and it's 10 years after, and he's been in hiding for 10 years essentially, and during that time period, Darth Vader and his, what does he call him, the high
High Priest or no?
no, the High Evolution, no, that's
The Grand Inquisitor?
the Grand
High
Inquisitors.
Yeah, something.
Were going around literally hunting down Jedi,
Mhm.
and so Obi-Wan's avoided this, and yeah. So the internet hubbub is that it's a woke show.
I guess because there's one black character, and people, quote unquote, don't like this character.
Well,
Okay, but we had Mace Windu.
but they
This
were
isn't like new.
they were
We had
complaining.
Lando.
Yeah.
People were complaining.
Yeah.
People were complaining about her acting.
Is she
She-
a bad actress?
No, she's like a classically trained actress, and her last film before this was in Macbeth, I think, with starring and directed by Denzel. You know, yeah, Denzel ain't letting somebody with no chops, work with him.
I think this is all manufactured.
Well, a lot of it too is
Sometimes it is.
a lot of it too is straight racism that gets
As opposed to gay racism.
Gaysism.
that gets infected into it.
I know that.
But so people bitched about that, and then the other woke thing was that they made the Princess Leia, little Leia character too strong and if you go in looking for these things, yes, okay, then it's probably woke. But if you just go in,
the other side of that though is like we've seen her on the back end being like constantly, she's like running around with everybody. She's the fucking general in the later movies. So it's not like
didn't she survive the vacuum of space?
Yeah. So
but
like she's already proven her chops as being a strong character.
Right, but to say that at 10 years old you're a strong leading character, I don't buy that. But what I was saying is, if you go into these things looking for problems or looking for wokeness, you're gonna find it.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the 80s, and after Return of the Jedi, we didn't have any Star Wars stuff. No. We didn't have any Star Wars stuff until
95.
Yeah.
Well, when was the holiday stuff? It was like the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah. Really count.
I mean, if you're
I count them. Yeah.
If you're a Star Wars kid from the mid to late 70s and you're waiting for more,
you
probably
eat my corn. Eat your corn.
That's my corn.
That's my corn because I've been eating.
Oh, I was gonna.
Don't eat my corn.
I was gonna touch your corn.
All right. So what I'm saying is, through till the episode 1.
All right.
What are we gonna do with this guy?
He fucking just gave me the slyest look. I don't know why it's laughing so. I'm just tired.
This is your life now.
Sorry. He just was like.
So up until the 90s, we didn't have any of this Star Wars stuff, and I think
to be whispers of episode 1.
You know, I think not in modern times in 2022. You have, we have the Mandalorian, we had Boba Fett, we have Obi-Wan now, and then you have whatever Andor coming out, and this one coming out, and
wait, whoa! There's a fucking Ewok show coming out?
No, not Andor, Cassian Andor. Anyway, I think a lot of people are so spoiled that they're like spoiled little babies, and they're crying because they got the ice cream that they wanted. You should be happy that we're getting all this stuff. Just watch it and enjoy it.
The generation that's getting it now wasn't the generation that had been waiting for it.
Yeah.
Well, whatever happened to the whole thing, like, everything's not made for you?
Yeah. Well, that's true, too.
Like, everything doesn't have to be tailor-made to fit your fucking...
you don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream? Well,
shut up and eat it.
Well, no, let somebody else and you get a flavor you want.
All right. That's my take
like,
on Obi-Wan.
there was a big hubbub about The Witcher before it came out, because there was black characters in a quote-unquote Eastern European landscape. I was like, we're talking about a guy who, takes these chemicals and fights wyverns, so fuck off.
It's also a fantasy, so like at that point, why are we even talking about race and class?
Well, you're talking about made-up shit. Yeah, it's made up. Who cares?
I mean, the only thing that kind of bothers me when it comes to race theory with stuff like that is when they're set characters and like they kind of just change the race to fit.
That's different.
Yeah, but a lot of people feel that it's not. It's kind of all down that. Like if you like a character in the arc, like let me think of like in Blade. If Blade was put into an Irish white dude, I was like, fuck you. Blade is like a badass black dude, I mean, it kind of changes the whole.
Yeah.
And it goes both ways.
Yeah. So what you're saying is Luke Cage can't be white.
It'd be really weird.
No,
so no white.
I guess
so
you
no
could.
white power man.
All white men have power.
Just checking.
Shouldn't it be white privilege, man?
Could be. Yeah.
So on the topic of black, I went and saw Black Phone last night. A new horror movie with Ethan Hawke.
How was that?
5 stars.
Fuck yes, because it looks awesome.
It is under 2 hours, which is a must for a horror movie at this stage of the game. Ethan Hawke is just batshit crazy.
He's been in a lot of shit lately.
Yeah, and I was telling Al this earlier. Like what really gives me like good actor vibes is range. Right, you can jump from like funny to scary to drama to whatever like on a dime, and he did that in Moon Knight. Like Arthur Harrow was like. Like the psychiatrist, the bad guy, the persuader, like all these things.
He was in that fucktard movie, the Viking fucker.
He was.
You should watch that.
He was
Northman. Yeah,
but so he was like that in this, because like, I mean he was the kidnapper.
What's the premise of this?
So imagine if you were watching Stranger Things, but it was in the 70s, not the 80s, right?
I'm already signed up.
Okay. Guys going around abducting kids in a town north of Denver. Or Detroit, I'm sorry. And it's the time period where this was happening. Like, hey kids, avoid the guy in the van with the whatever.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck were they doing? They were like getting like abducted. So the main protagonist of the story, like you kind of see a little bit of world building. Like some other kids get abducted first.
What are they getting abducted to? What end?
That's the thing. You never find out.
Roger.
Because we never quite get a full handle on why the fuck he's fucked up, why he's a fucking Fruit Loop. But eventually he kidnaps the protagonist kid, and the protagonist kid, you kind of hear like whispers throughout the story that his mom killed herself, and she could see stuff like visions, right? Kid's got a sister. Sister can see things. Dad beats the ever living tar out of the sister. He's a drunk, and he's like, "Your dreams are just your dreams," and he would like beat the snot out of her, and she'd have to like not think about her dreams. But when the brother finally gets kidnapped, she's like, "Please, Jesus, please let me see where my brother is." Yeah, she like prays to Jesus.
Who directed this?
I don't know. It was a Blumhouse, and on top of it, the story, the story, I didn't know this going into the movie, was based on a Joe Hill. Joe Hill wrote a short story called The Black Phone, and they adapted it.
Ooh.
So Joe Hill, batshit crazy Ethan Hawke, Blumhouse, just that right there should sell you on this. But like,
yeah, trailer, I was like, yeah.
I mean, Ethan Hawke's like gotta try to like get the kid enamored to him. He tries to scare him. He's like just all over the map, and you never get a full sense of why he's doing it before the film's end.
Does the mask that he wears serve any purpose, or just scary mask guy?
It's weird.
Because
It's
it looks
really
like
weird. He never says what the purpose is. Like that's a lot of the horror from this film. They don't give you all the details, and you just gotta sit there and take it.
But they never give you any of them at the end either?
Not really. No. I mean, there's resolution,
Okay.
but there's not
Full?
like, although it's not like a checklist where they're like, okay, we did this for this reason, this for this.
Yeah. Well,
So-
that can be cool.
Kind
of reminds me of the movie Hereditary.
That's
That was
great.
cool. That was
That's
cool.
one of my favorite horror films.
Now, Al, in a couple, just 2 sentences, can you give me what you think about Hereditary?
It's that film where she becomes a matriarch of the scary stuff and whatnots.
Why does she want to become the matriarch, though?
It's Hereditary.
And the kid, what happens with the kid again with the telephone?
She becomes her own mother.
funny story.
In the future.
I wrote my review for this last night, and I used the word hereditary in the review. That like the girl got the visions from her mom because they were hereditary.
Oh.
But there's a lot of stuff that happens in this movie that's just really like, it's great. Like at one point, the kid's getting like beaten up at school by some other kids. They're calling him fag, fairy, whatever. We never get elaboration on why. It's just kids being idiots. Kid's little sister literally like comes up from behind and like conks some kid on the head, and
With
then
a
somebody
brick?
with a rock.
Ooh.
And you see him bleeding, laying against a fence. And then somebody kicks the dude's sister. It's just like they don't hold anything back. You know what I mean? Like it's like sometimes you watch stuff and you're like, oh, that's totally for TV, and then other times you see stuff and you're like, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Either way, at some point you gotta watch it.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. I definitely got it. Because I watched the trailer, like, I just caught the end of it. I was like, oh, fuck. This
Mhm.
looks kick-ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the guy's Ethan's chasing a kid down the street or something.
Yeah, I think it's the main kid when he like breaks out for a hot second.
Yeah.
So
What else did you see? Did you see something else?
I saw Elvis earlier in the week.
Oh, how was that?
Elvis was really good also, but I think that's more like you got to be a fan of Elvis to really enjoy it.
Are you?
I am, but
Are you?
because of my grandma.
Okay.
I used to take her to all the like impersonator shows and stuff when she was alive.
Because I saw the fucking soundtrack. Eminem's on it.
The soundtrack was great.
Well, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Eminem, but I just thought it was an odd choice.
Dua Lipa, he said, is in it.
Yeah.
The
On
other
the
day when
soundtrack.
you said
Doja Cat.
Doja
Doja
Cat,
Cat.
Doja
I was like, Doja Cat coming out of Al's mouth just said, now Dua
Sounds-
Lipa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta know your musical.
Doja Lipa?
You gotta know your musical acts.
What's
bro.
your favorite Doja Cat song?
That one where she sings about Hereditary.
Oh my god. Is that a thing?
Yeah, obviously, dude.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't fuck around. Oh, I just want to. My wife told me to say this during the podcast because she just watched last week's.
Yeah.
Cops. We
Oh.
wondered where Cops got their nickname from.
Mhm.
because you said that they don't like to be called cops, police officers, safety officers.
Mhm.
So I guess cops back in the day in New York City used to wear copper badges. So people
Makes
come
sense.
up like, "Hey, copper," you know,
Mhm.
copper, cop, band.
That's just derogatory, I guess.
Yeah, biggity band. The Gangs of New York Times.
I
Yeah.
love that movie.
Fucking great movie.
Yeah,
Could be 35 minutes shorter.
So could Elvis. Elvis was 250.
Oh wow.
I walked in at 7. I walked out at 9:50.
Because I was gonna say, because I wasn't a big Ray Charles fan. I mean, I respect his musicianship, but
Yeah.
I went out of that movie being like, God damn,
Technically,
can you do that with this?
what, liking him?
Yeah, is it like well acted and just it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a good movie even if you
Yeah.
hate Elvis?
Yeah. I could say that. I don't think technically it's a comic book movie too. Elvis apparently really liked Captain Marvel / Shazam, to the point that like early on in his life he was running around with a lightning bolt like hanging from his neck.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, TCB,
TCB.
Yeah. That's
in a flash.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of Flash, did you see all this new Ezra Miller shit?
I'm just ready for. I love Michael Keaton and I want to see him in his part of that movie, but at the rate we're going, I would rather they just destroy it and just start fresh.
Well, all they gotta do is get a different dude to play the Flash. Who cares?
Oh, in the movie The Flash, I'm sure that they only had him in a few scenes.
They should get they should just blow up the whole DCU and start let Marvel.
Do they even really have a DCU? Like every movie's like its own thing. It's not even like they're super connected anymore.
Is what's her name gonna be in Aquaman?
I don't know.
Amber Turd.
Amber Turd.
I don't know.
I hate her.
No idea. Guess we'll find out. We'll see. We'll see how many people go see the movie. If they find out she's still in it, and Warner Brothers will kick themselves for not having, taken the whatever the few minutes it would have taken to like take her out.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Or maybe they'll be smart and they'll do it. They're not really well known for their smart decisions, though, given the track record of the DCU.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's a first time for everything.
What else you got on your little magic list?
Supreme Court decision.
Oh.
Ooh, which one?
So do we?
Gun Nuts kind of got a nice little nod.
Yeah,
It's not
for New
gun
Yorker.
nuts. It's
So is
What do
that?
you want to punch me in the face for saying
No.
Gun Nut?
no. I think it's
So-
firearm enthusiast.
Enthusiast. Roger.
So there was that one. Which do we know definitively what that was? I know we talked about how
So-
it affects like us here, but
Right.
it was the actual court case that got
It
overturned.
was somebody versus New York.
Okay, regarding having to get concealed carry permit.
Yeah,
Because they felt
because
it
the way
was-
the concealed carry permit works is it discriminates against people with no basis or some basis, I guess.
Well,
And I'm not a Supreme Court expert or
the discrimination is just the general notion that you have the right to bear arms, but you're being told you can't bear them everywhere.
or that you can't because you can't get this permit.
Right,
that you
right.
can't.
But
No,
yeah,
ba-
but just to have the permit exist to say some people can, some people can't. That's
Right.
like
Basically, in New York State, it would have gone to the point where, like in Oneida County, we've talked about this before.
Uh-huh.
You can go to and from the range.
Uh-huh.
So basically, the only place you could have a concealed carry, even if you're fully permitted, is
Uh-huh.
inside your own home.
Yeah. So what it's sounding like now is if like once this all like it's trickled down, it's like concealed carry is not going to necessarily be a thing.
Well, but there's another part to this that people really wanted to get to the crux of. So there's a 24-hour. Is it 24 or 72?
For what?
A
The
hold on a
background check?
firearm. Yeah. I
72.
think it's 20. Is it 72? Okay, so the federal government wanted to make that minimum mandatory hold indefinite. So basically, you hear that, you're like, oh, okay, they're just going to get to it when they get to it. But basically, if they don't want you to have a gun, they'll just sit on it for years.
Right.
And what somebody came back
it's like-
with is like,
yeah.
let's, if you want to be reasonable, put the waiting period at a month. Put it at 2 weeks. Just, it cannot be indefinite.
Yeah, indefinite's no go.
Because the bad guy is still going to get the gun, and the
Yeah.
good guy going through the channels,
Is never gonna get it.
or it makes it incredibly hard.
Or makes the
Right.
good guy become a bad guy because he'll have to.
But
go
now it's looking like you can almost open carry in New York State.
Well, they're trying
Except-
to go to constitutional.
Yeah, which
Well,
Great.
yeah. So there's that, and then the other thing, I think the big one, which I feel like kind of, I want to say it came out of nowhere, but it definitely like hasn't been getting
It's been bubbling for months. and
what
months.
coverage lately, like that it could come at any time, was the Roe v. Wade got overturned, and surprisingly, I mean, he and I talked about this. I don't know how you feel. It doesn't really bother me. in the sense that all it really means is states get to decide how they want to approach this thing. I don't think that that's a problem.
Yeah, they basically said, and I'm again paraphrasing, I'm not a Supreme Court expert or anything, but they basically said this shouldn't have been handled at a federal level.
Yeah.
It's states' rights,
and that way, if you
turn it back to the states.
If you live in a state where it doesn't conform to your beliefs, you can either move or you can at least visit to like get, if you want to get an abortion or if you get a whatever, like anything that your state's restricting you from, there are places you can go.
Well, I was thinking that, all these things are argued through a black and white lens. Like, abortion to me is so incredibly
and the problem is they make it black and white is they don't want to like dig into the minutia of like, oh well, rape or
yeah, I mean, I'm not for, and I hate
female
when they
genital mutilation.
Yeah, I hate when they argue abortion. Like, what if a father raped his daughter and she gets pregnant? Stop trying to prove your point with the fringiest fringe.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not an abortion guy, really.
Mm-hmm. I'm not.
But I also think it's up to the woman's choice.
That also.
And so, like, I don't know. It's so nuanced and varied. I don't think anybody should be able to tell somebody.
Yeah. I mean, we've
What I find interesting about it is that everybody wants states' rights until they actually get states' rights and they don't like the rights that their state gives them.
Well, we don't have to worry in this state.
No, because
we're also men. I mean, like we're the less affected of the two.
Like, just I mean, I
But I feel
apologize in
for my
advance
sisters.
because everything I talk about is kind of baby tinged.
Tinged.
But seeing that
Mhm.
and just knowing what women have to go through,
Yeah.
like if you're not fully gung ho and fully prepared for that, I'm like, fuck, man. It's a lot. It's just a fucking lot, And I don't think anybody really has the right.
Yeah, I mean, having a baby is not like going to Dollar General and buying a ho-ho.
Yeah, but maybe it shouldn't be at all
That's why I like them chilled.
a government issue.
Yeah, but
It gets put onto the government somehow.
Yeah, because we need regulation of some form. And
I'm not saying regulation shouldn't be, but by saying, "Hey, government, make these decisions," you get government decisions.
Well, yeah, when you live in a representative democracy, you're gonna have people represent you.
So are people?
Oh, they're flipping this shit.
I haven't been seeing the news, so I'm out of the loop. So people
they're
are very
freaking
upset.
out.
I believe so. Yeah, I also
They're freaking out about the guns because they think everybody's gonna have a gun and just be shooting people.
Weirdly, I haven't really. We've had a really busy day today. I really haven't been on like Facebook flipping at all.
So I'm busy today at the shop.
Yeah,
that's good.
Just lots of stuff happening coming up.
Yeah.
We got. I mean, like, I don't know. This is like a shout out that we can give. Like, so about 2 years ago, during COVID, we're getting the Magic thing going, and at the same time, I was trying to get Pokemon to happen, so we could have like kids in here playing Pokemon, right?
What's Pokemon?
The card game.
Ramen 1/2 manual.
Ramen 1/2 manual. So, Ramen 1/2 manual got approved for us 2 years ago, but it was with a caveat. They're like, okay, you are a
approved.
Yeah, you're a Play Ramen 1/2 manual store, and you're a Play Pokemon store.
Yeah,
it's just the designation.
Yeah,
but COVID's happening right now, so you can't have in-store play. And in turn, if you can't have in-store play, we're not going to give you any like allocation for product. So it's like being a Play Pokemon store in like title only. So
we've been sitting there for 2.5 years.
Yeah, so like
that long.
Yeah, so periodically I'll look on the web.
Wait, just quick. Is Juju Jaijan and Ramen 1/2 manual same company?
No.
Okay.
Different companies. Weirdly, Ramen 1/2 manual used to be owned by Juju Jaijan's company.
What's the name of the company again?
Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast.
Yep. And then they switched over. They made their own company. Actually, is what they did. They're like, why are we distributing to somebody else? We got so much fucking money, we can do it ourselves.
Yeah, they print fucking money.
But, so what they did was, today we were on the phone with our card rep. Just go, by the way.
That'd be a cool job.
Yeah. She sounded like she was dying though.
Yeah. Allergies.
Yeah. So we want. So she out of nowhere kind of just like said to us, by the way, I know you guys talk every once in a while about like you're a Pokemon store, but you're not really a store because like they have no numbers. Like she gets sent data from Pokemon where they're like, hey, this is a Pokemon store, give them this much product, and we've not had that. So finally, she was just like, you're still not on my list, and we're starting to see other stores like, have their in-store play now. And I'm like, what? So I pull up my email, and in my spam was an email that says 4 days out from now, in-store play resumes.
From
4 days out from today.
27.
so they haven't
Yeah.
allowed any Pokemon in store
Play anywhere.
until 4 days from now.
Yes.
Unless you were New Zealand.
Yeah, or if you were like an international.
Good day, mate. Throw
Yeah.
shrimp
Yeah.
on the bobby.
Yeah.
Where's the hobbits?
Yeah.
We don't have any. That fictional. So yeah, as of today, like we put up times. We can start hosting Pokemon events, which in turn should mean we should start getting some Pokemon fucking
We
products.
should
more.
have a special event called Make Al Squirtle for the opening Pokemon Day.
I'll get.
Al will be in a dunk tank.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Make Al Squirtle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like a double entendre.
I like those. Yeah, the kiddies won't get it, and the parents will give us like dirty looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Fuck 'em both.
we'll never see them again.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's good news.
Yeah. So that should hopefully be a new revenue source.
So
and
are you
thing.
guys gonna get ramen 1/2 manual stuff?
That's the idea. I mean, we've only been getting like a tiny amount, and now we should be allowed more.
Because I mean, the Magic does good numbers, right?
Depends on the
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some sets are
How's
better
this
than
set?
the past one. I kind of stopped tracking because
No,
like
the Crime Family one.
2 sets ago.
Yeah. Oh, that was 2 sets ago already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it, a new set every fucking month?
Kind of.
6 weeks. Kills me.
I love that this fucker knows this shit.
Well, because he sees the numbers and he ain't happy about it.
Oh, really?
Well, when you're having it in such rapid succession, that's not great.
Yeah, kind of.
Give us a fucking breather.
Yeah, it's like all these events that Marvel has, like nothing special.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird how they break them up. Like right now, we got a set in like a week or two, then we won't have another one until September, and then I think it goes September, October, November, then nothing until February. Weirdly, because they don't want to put it out during the Christmas season, but like when you want to put out shit during Christmas to sell shit.
Or you'll jam us
Stocking
up.
Oh,
stuff.
you'll jam us up during
Yeah.
Labor Day weekend where everybody's like really running to the store to buy Pokemon, right?
Do you guys have a right of refusal? Or you have
Oh
to get...
yeah, we don't. Well, we can stop getting whatever we want, but I mean,
Right. But
obviously
then the
if we're
problem
selling,
is the next time
Yeah.
when they allocate it, you
then
might
your
get
numbers go.
you might get 6 instead of.
Oh, is it like number-based sales-wise? Like
Yeah.
if you don't use all
Yeah.
your budget for one year,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
get
they'll
less
say, well,
the
you don't
next?
need.
Yeah.
They'll say, oh, you don't need them. We'll give
Yeah.
it to somebody who wants it. Somebody touching our door.
Yeah.
Tell them to go away. It ain't open.
And then they do this fun thing where they base your allocation to start on, some of your allocations to start on, with how many people you enter during events.
Yeah. So we could get like these little event kit things, right?
Yeah.
And say on average they give us like 60 of them, right? Well, maybe we only have 30 people show up, and ultimately, they'll buy extra, and I'll sell all 60 of those kits. But if I didn't register 60 unique people, then they're like, oh, well, you didn't really need 60.
You only need 30.
Even if I turn around and say I sold them all, oh well, we want you getting
Yeah.
seats in the.
Can you name like Franklin Delano Nuge or?
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
I can.
Because I mean, it's the same end of the means. It's just.
Exactly.
I mean, and that may be the route going forward. I mean,
So
I,
what
No,
do
it
you
won't
have?
be.
So you have
guys
Ryan.
wouldn't do that.
You have Ryan, and then Ryan Jr.
Then Ryan Senior,
Yeah.
and then
Ryan Esquire,
Exactly.
Ryan's sister.
then Ryan Manuel, 1/2 Manuel, Gary.
So we dealt with that. What else did we deal with today? Sale.
I mean,
Crazy sale.
I'm still without my car. You asked about
Yeah,
earlier.
I gotta know.
So they came back with the estimate. The insurance approved the estimate.
What was the estimate? You don't want to say?
$5,600 for some front end damage.
So that it doesn't sound too bad in these new cars when a fucking scratch costs you $1,000.
Raw, yeah, I guess. But here's the thing that gets me, right, and I'll be the first to admit I know dick about bodywork. I'm not. I don't have that kind of background. I don't know nothing about it. They told me 75% of the parts would be in today, and then the rest, whatever they're waiting on, is Monday. They
Wait,
said
didn't you go through Carbone up in?
carbon collision, yeah. Well, that's where the insurance center.
Yeah, I used to work.
You like them?
there. I'm not crazy about them.
Okay. So they said 75% was today, like this day. The rest is Monday. So what's Monday? Monday is the 27th. And they told me that I can have my car back on the 15th of July. So you're telling me that body work takes 3 weeks?
Who's paying for the rental? Whoa. Why didn't you go after his insurance? The person that hit you? Oh, it was a
Hit and run.
Fuck!
Yeah, and my insurance told me I could only have coverage for it if I take fault on it, which I'm not going to do. I'd have to claim the fault and my rate would go up. Stop trying to open the door. We're closed.
There's no way. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It does. So you know how much this rental is going to cost me if I...
Yeah, let me guess. How many days?
Well...
like 20?
What's last Friday? Last Friday was the 17th?
Yeah.
So it's almost a month. 28 days. 28 days.
Okay, so I'm going to go... $640.
Double it. It's $300 a week.
What'd you get?
That Ultima that's outside, 22
that's
Ultima.
right.
And that was an upgrade for free. I was supposed to get a Juke or something, like a little hatchback. Yeah.
They never caught that. Obviously they didn't. Fuck, man.
Yeah. So.
Whoever you are, fuck your mother in her fucking eyes.
Yeah, I'll do it too if she's hot.
Yeah. Because you're a piece of I mean, that's the lowest piece of shit scumbag on planet Earth.
Right.
So what are you going to do?
I gotta keep paying.
Yeah. It sucks.
Hello, credit card.
Yeah. What else you got?
I mean, I got a fun little thing. I know we don't talk about comic stuff around this podcast.
I know. I don't understand that.
What's something we talk about?
I got a couple comics that are
Talk to me.
that Seventh Sons. Did you read that?
No, but we did the FOC for it today, and we were wondering why we didn't have as many ordered for number 2 as we did number 1.
That book is fucking weird as shit. It's like Boner.
Weird good or weird bad?
What was the name of that one
Jaylee?
book? Boner Jams 1/2.
Bone Orchard.
22? Yeah, Bone Orchard. It was kind of like that, but
So
like
there's dicks,
not overt dicks, like undercover dicks.
as opposed to Bone Orchard, which is Bone Orchard is subtle.
I think yeah. And that Alice in Wonderland book
That's
continues
also
to be fucking
that was
awesome.
also on the FOC list today.
Did Tom like Once and Future? Did he say anything about it?
I've been reading that in trade.
You like it?
I'm up to volume 3. I've read 3 volumes of it. Yeah, I've
You
enjoyed
did?
it.
I love that.
Yeah, no, he bought those.
The
Yeah.
Omni.
Yeah.
I've been just getting the TPs.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite series in there. So
Yeah. So this one, I mean, like this one probably only really hits for me. I mean, I'm gonna say it right now. The art and the writing are not great on this book. It's called Earth Prime. So it's a DC comic, and it's Earth Prime is the designation for the Earth in the CW shows, right? So like all the ones that the characters are on, they call it Earth Prime. So they had this comic. It's a mini, and they are kind of doing side shit with characters that aren't on screen right now, like Superman, Lois, Green Lantern, whatever. Like they're just doing side shit that's not happening on the screens on the TV. Have you ever in your life liked a TV show or something that had, comics that went along with it, right?
sure.
But the comics ultimately had no bearing on what happened on the show. It was basically an excuse to sell something, like merch, right? So this is the first book that I've ever read that actually has a bearing on the show, or the show has a bearing on it. So issue 3 of the book has Brandon Routh, who was Superman in Superman Returns.
Yeah.
He plays the Atom in the CW shows, right? So issue 3 was all about him and the Legends fighting these weird little lizard monsters, right? This past week's episode of Flash, they need his help for something. They try to get him, and on video they see him they cut to him on Zoom or something. Basically, they're trying to reach out to him. He's like, guys, I wish I could help you, but I'm fighting these things, and it's the same shit as from the comic.
Oh, that's cool.
It's happening in real time.
That's cool.
And then in the very last issue, it says continued in something happens, and it says continued in Flash season 9.
And they don't beat you over the head with it and hey, this is what this is. They just
no. I think it's just assumed if you're reading this, you're a fan of the shows,
Yeah.
or if you're a fan of the shows
You
and
should
you're not
read
reading
this.
that, you should be reading it.
yeah,
And
that's cool.
I'm just really happy about the fact that there's a legit tie-in for once between a comic and a show.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Flash 783?
83.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ugh. Dark Crisis.
Dark Crisis, and the only non-Dark Crisis book that ties into Dark Crisis is the Flash.
Because the Flash was already gone, going
Yeah.
into the end of Justice League, right?
What's Dark Crisis' kind of byline? Like, what's it getting into?
I think as of this week, didn't they like officially say that it's a sequel to Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Yeah, yes.
It's a
Yeah, some asshole is supposed to get me Crisis on Infinite Earth, but oh well, fuck me.
Who?
I don't know.
Oh.
I still got it somewhere. Just gotta find it. So anyway, this stupid Flash book.
Yeah.
We got our normal Flash numbers on it.
Yeah, and then it ends up having a big old banner on top.
It says Dark Crisis, so now all these Dark
Did
Crisis...
you give me one?
Huh?
Did you give me one?
I don't know if I gave you one or not.
Son of a fucking bitch.
Yeah, we're super short on them.
So, yeah. So what happened is we're short on it because we have all these people that get all Dark
Crisis that aren't necessarily Flash people.
Did DC just add it so it would sell?
I don't know.
If we know, but
Add
it's
the banner?
But people want it.
Yeah, but so what's interesting is, so now we're trying to find it, and
I spent like all of Tuesday on eBay, or like store websites, and either they were like capping you to one copy, or like I could have bought 6 copies that we were short to buy for the store, right? You know how much it would have cost me, like after I managed to wrangle them all on eBay? $53 for a book that is what, a $4 book that we pay like half of that of.
yeah, let me show you something cool though. This is a box that I got today from our friends at Lunar.
Oh, okay.
So first off, they use quality bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
I like good quality bubble wrap.
Quality, like how much bubble wrap could possibly fit in this box?
Jesus. Holy shit!
Seriously.
It's like a magician pulling the fucking thing out of the hat.
And then you get to the actual goods.
What did we get? Oh, they showed up? Well, 5 out of 6.
I didn't order 6, I ordered 5.
Yeah, well this is, what day was this?
I ordered them on Tuesday when we were short.
Oh, direct ship day.
Yeah.
What'd you order?
This is the Flash apparently. This is
So-
all news to me.
So that'll fill our,
Most of it.
yeah,
This is variant cover too.
this is all we could get.
No, I mean it's shit.
Yeah.
Take it.
Ryan G wants one of them, says.
We'll see what we can do.
That's cool.
But yes, that
Whose phone is that?
probably mine.
That's enough fucking bubble wrap to fucking wrap the baby Christ.
I'll take it home. I'll use it.
It's I mean, I'd love just to be Lunar's bubble wrap dude.
How much did that cost?
Think about this.
Who knows?
The guy that's supplying them with the bubble wrap.
Yeah, because that's the nice. Yeah.
Yeah, think about having that contract.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
All right, we gotta send them more bubble wrap.
Or like when Amazon sends the big
They're
bags.
probably like bringing it there daily.
Yeah, they got the big semi trucks of bubble wrap showing up.
God, if I delivered that shit, half the stuff would be like, Gary, did you fucking at lunch jump on the bubble wrap again? I'm like, no.
What are they gonna do without you for like 3 months or whatever?
I don't know. I stopped after my interview today. I stopped by and talked to a bunch of the
Interview?
guys. Yeah, I had an interview for like a supervisor position.
At work?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah. So like a whole bunch of stuff is kind of happening.
That's good.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of time to maybe move up a little bit if I could.
It's like you're growing up.
Man,
It's
what
like
the
you're a
fuck is
real
wrong
boy.
with you?
I don't know. My dad goes. He called me the other day. He's like, dude. He's like, we all thought you were fucking dead, like literally dead.
Oh, thanks.
Well, because I was just so
Yeah.
out of control.
Yeah, but
He's like,
but
no.
not for a long time.
No.
You've been good for a while.
Yeah. He's
As long
like,
as
now
I'm
you
young,
have a
yeah.
wife and kids and a baby and a car and a dog. It's like you
Kids-
live the.
Your wife and a kids and a baby.
And a dog.
Kids and a
Wife and kids. Kids.
and a baby. I don't know. That just
You have a car, a dog, a house, a
Wait.
wife, a baby.
white picket fence.
Yeah.
Alright, so we talked about comics. What else are we going to talk about?
What do you got? A hot fucking date?
I got nothing.
Yeah.
This is the highlight of my week.
Oh, my dude Al got me a stove though.
Ooh.
The baby stove.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Well, I guess what do I got for you? I got a shout out for you apparently.
Mm-hmm.
From
So-
Donnie Cates.
No, maybe we'll get that. We'll get that for you. After.
From Joe Bacon.
We'll get that for you after I go to Boston. Actually, I got
Oh, when is that?
the 12th, 13th, 14th, and I found out today.
Of
So
July.
you still need Saturday off is what you're
well, it's
saying.
like Saturday off, yeah. I found out they said like absolutely no way am I gonna get that day off from 911 because I wanted Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Call in sick. I mean, don't call in sick. That's awful.
Yeah, that's
So we got a shout out for you from your wife, Hope, for being just amazing since baby Alora was born. Not only are you becoming an amazing dad, but you go above and beyond helping her even after her C-section.
When did she text you this?
The hospital was rough, but you were there the whole time for both of us, and you were a very hands-on dad. So proud to be your wife.
Oh, wow.
From Hope.
I'm not gonna
So
cry.
you're not an asshole.
I'm not
So
going to
you-
cry.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice segue after what you said from your dad, although his was kind of terrible.
Yeah.
Hers is great because like she is the other half of everything you guys got going on. So
Yeah, it's weird. Like, for guys,
Yeah.
I mean, that was awesome. Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
And
You're
thank
welcome,
you to
babe.
Bill for that.
Oh.
I was calling you babe. Oh, thanks, whatever. But, like, it's like, the woman, especially if they're breastfeeding, they're the QB of the team. I'm just offensive right tackle.
You're the assistant
I'm trying
coach.
to, I'm trying to set some shit up, get the Gatorade, get the food.
Speaking of that, have you watched that movie that we told you to watch yet? That'd be a good at-home movie because it's
Which
on
one?
Netflix. Hustle.
Oh, the hustle.
Oh, no, I
yeah.
will, though.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. You don't got to go anywhere.
I got a bunch of cool
Movies
movies I'm going to watch, like that. What the fuck was it? Everything Everywhere?
all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not on anything yet.
It's not?
Not that I know of.
Maybe I'll try to
I'm
fire
talking
up the old Cody Fire Stick.
Yeah, I'm talking like shit that's not going to cost you anything.
Yeah.
There's that other one too that I want to watch still. The one that you said you started to watch with Ange.
The Order?
No, the
The Offer?
Spiderhead.
Oh yeah, Spider.
Oh, what's that?
No, I didn't try to. She put the kibosh on me because her parents were around.
Oh, okay. It's a new
'Cause,
Chris Hemsworth
yeah,
movie,
Thor.
just in time for Thor, but it's on Netflix.
Is it just me or is Thor gonna kick ass?
You take names?
It seems
Yeah.
like it might be really fucking good.
Let's hope so.
But I'm just doing what I do with every fucking Marvel movie.
I haven't fucking figured out what I want to do for food, man. We're we're less than 2 weeks out. I got nothing.
Get a hot dog cart.
What did Vikings eat?
I
Hot
said,
dogs.
I jokingly said I wanted to do the thing like where I got the pretzel sticks and stuck them in marshmallows and put out a tray of those. But now it's starting to sound like an option because I got no time.
Dude, I think every one should be churro. Because those were fucking great.
Yeah.
Those were good.
But there's a rhyme and a reason to that.
Let me tell you something. At my old job, when I would go to like bakeries, this lady that worked at a bakery would make croissants, but dip them in glazed donut glaze.
Oh.
My
So
dude,
it was a glazed donut in the shape of a croissant.
it was a
Oh.
croissant
In the shape of a glazed donut.
Yeah. Whatever.
Each one was like 7,000 calories.
Oh yeah.
But I've never had
House
anything
the
that
box.
tastes so good. Like if you ever get a chance,
You know the secret to croissants, right?
the flake.
Yeah, and you know how they get that?
Yeah.
With
The
the
fold.
lamination.
Lamination!
Of the butter, yeah.
God.
Fucking British Bake Off, G.
Yeah. I don't
There's
watch that shit.
There's field days going on tonight too, sort of near your house.
Ooh, where?
Clark's Mills.
Yeah, see, Clark's Mills is odd, dude. Let me tell you. So, like,
I know some of the firemen. They're not bad people.
no. I'm talking about. It's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle of Oneida County.
Okay.
People go to Clark's Mills and they don't come back from Clark's Mills.
Hey, how many times have you been to Scott's and came back? That's Clark's Mills.
A couple times I barely made it out of there with my life. I'm too urban for that place.
Oh my god.
With your toothpick in your
Those-
hat.
You're too urban for a DeLorean.
Those in the know
Classic
would
car.
laugh at that. Des would laugh at
Dez
that.
is laughing at
Yeah.
this right now.
But yeah, Clark's Mills is odd. It's kind of like West Winfield in Rome had like a step kid that they shook in the crib, and it kind of comes out and goes, "Yeah, I'm a town too," you know, and everybody kind of fucks their uncles and their mother.
It's not a town. It's not a village. It's a hamlet.
It's a mill.
It's a hamlet? No.
It's a
What denunciates hamlet to mill to town to city
usually
population?
Population.
No, because you can have enough population for a city and not be a city.
Okay. Might also depend on like where you live. Like maybe the rules are different.
Yeah, Clark's Mills is like,
Like
a vestigial tale
Like Sherrill
on
is-
Clinton.
Sherrill is one of the
Yeah.
3 cities in Oneida County. And it's not anywhere near as
Cheryl's a city.
the city of Sherrill.
Mind blown.
Usually having a hospital is the thing, but then I said, but Sherrill doesn't have a hospital. and I didn't get a straight answer about that in training. So they have their own power grid though. Surprisingly, if you live in Sherrill, you're not paying NIMO or Mohawk Valley Water Authority. It is all done in house. Like it's just paid as part of your taxes, which is kind of cool.
What's your fucking water bill every quarter?
100 every 3 months, I think.
You pay water?
Yeah,
What is it?
like 140 or something.
Dude, ours is like $2.97.
You got a leak.
You got a slow leak down there, probably.
It's called the clap.
Oh, great. 18-wheeler, and when there's a lane of traffic closed, that's a recipe for disaster.
Rad.
Right.
That shout out was very nice. That was very nice.
She messaged me about that, probably about the time you left home.
I'm gonna cry like a bitch.
You're a good dad.
I'm trying. It's tough. It's tough to know what to do.
Idiot's guide to being a dad.
Yeah.
Then you're listening to some other idiot. Just fuck it up yourself.
Yeah,
It's the worst that can happen.
It's not like you can blame the other
Your
idiot.
kid can go to therapy when they're old enough. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
I don't like therapy.
Yeah, I don't either. I tried a couple times.
Yeah.
Hey.
So we got Thor on the horizon.
If therapy was good enough for Big T, it's good enough for all of us.
Big T.
Fucking good point, my man.
Big T.
Great fucking point,
Big
actually.
T.
You don't know who Big T is?
TS?
Elliot.
Close.
Turning Stone.
I'm gonna get this man sings in a very high voice. Or could.
I got nothing.
He might have gotten clipped in Don't Stop Believing. Oh, I'm
Here's
getting
your
good.
escroll, boss.
Here's another line. He's a fag.
Queen. He said, "Don't stop believing."
That's
Don't stop,
Journey,
that's
you
Journey.
motherless fuck.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Tony Soprano.
Never seen that. Oh, you're talking about The Sopranos.
You've never seen Sopranos?
No.
Oh my god! But just do yourself that favor and watch that.
I was too young when it was coming out the first time.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
That's one of those.
Hey, bada bing.
Yeah, but that's one of those generation-defining shows.
Sure.
I
Like MASH.
I was
Nobody
wrong.
could ever prove to me that that's not the best show ever made on television.
Well, they proved it to you by telling you it was on HBO.
Yeah. So.
I won't argue with you on that.
What would you go over that?
No, I like some other.
Some people say The Wire, but Wire was awesome. but
Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk Empire got
Yeah,
shitty. First
yeah.
couple seasons were great.
Steve Buscemi as the dad. I
Everybody
never saw
got
that coming.
guns.
I mean Seinfeld, but I mean,
Different genre.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it depends on what you're looking for in a show. I mean, people say that about Friends,
Oh, see, I just don't.
or The Office,
I don't jive with
or
Friends. Office is fucking good.
I'm more of a Parks and Rec kind of guy.
Yeah, is that on any kind of streaming? We tried watching
Okay.
it. Oh, I thought we
It's on NBC. That's how you know. It's on Peacock.
got it. Okay.
That's where Chris Pratt got to start.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, in fact, there's a lot of like famous people on that show. Freaking his girlfriend on that show ended up being the hot mom in the Chucky reboot. That movie, not the show.
Who?
Gloria Gaynor.
Wait. Whatchamacallit?
Janet Reno.
I don't know. I only know she was Chris Pratt's girlfriend in Parks and Rec, and she was like super quiet. Anna, what's her name?
Aubrey.
Aubrey, yeah, Plaza.
Yeah.
Amanda Hug and Kiss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where?
Howie.
Howie Mandel?
Felter Snatch.
Whoa. Never heard.
Buddy from high school. Howie.
Yeah, introduce me.
I will.
Oh man.
So is that it?
I mean,
I got nothing else.
I think we we hit that hour mark today, and it's time.
Yeah, good podcast
I
today.
mean, round 1.5 million now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a new sign off along with my
Your
old
turn.
one. Yeah.
What's that?
Do you have a sign off?
No, no.
I've adopted that. That's what I call a callback thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do peace and love, fuck you, and I'm gonna be Squirrel Master ain't gonna come for you next time I come for you, fish. And next time I come for you, I'm gonna want that cocktail.
What is that from?
Fruit! Fuck you!
Mic drop. This is CNN.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.